Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be showing you how to operate the Alia 250, or Alia 250, or ALIA 250, which is a very curious aircraft in so many ways, the least of which, of course, it is an electric airplane, and you can tell by the volume, it's a loud electric airplane, and of course it is also very unique in the way that it has two different sets of controls, one for going forward and one for going up, similar to a helicopter, but a little different. Let's go get started. First thing we're going to have to do is get our controls programmed correctly. If you skip this step, you're going to have a bad time. You'll see what I mean when you try it. So what I'm going to do is go up to my control options. I'm going to head to my joystick. I've already created a new profile called VTOL. And you're going to want to bind something for vertical throttle, and you're going to want to bind something for horizontal throttle. If you skip those two items, things are going to get a little weird. All right, let's head back to the airplane. So what we're going to do here is you're going to notice when I push this forward, it's going to adjust my horizontal throttle. When I adjust my vertical throttle, it's going to lift the collective off the floor. Keep those things in mind. Now you're sitting here going, hey, where's the battery switch? Oh, there's a battery switch. Oh, they're not switches. What do I do? Well, for this aircraft, you're going to confirm that you have everything all the way on the floor and all the way back, and you're going to press start. That's it. We're started. It's an electric aircraft. There's just not a lot of other drama. It just kind of clicks and starts booting up. Because this is the G1000, I'm going to press the button over on that side. You can see I've got my nice display. All right. Now, this is where things get weird. This aircraft is definitely a VTOL. It is designed to go up, and then it's designed to go off on its own. The other thing is it's an electric VTOL. If you come over here, you'll notice all of my battery powers. I've got 64 kilowatt hours across the board there. I can reset fuel or whatever, but it doesn't matter because we don't carry any fuel. We've only got battery. So just keep in mind that this thing does not have a long range. And when you start really abusing it, you're going to find yourself coming down pretty hard. You'll know what I mean when you get it wrong the first time. All right, so how do we get this thing going? Well, first things first, you're going to want to hold the brake. When you hold the brake, go ahead and push forward a little bit on the stick. Having done that, go ahead and bring your vertical throttle up. What I'm going to do here, just to make it a little bit easier for you folks to see, is I'm going to open up this page, make it a little bit simpler. So you can see I'm chilling here at about 870 RPM, just wasting battery. Slowly increase the throttle. And what's going to happen at about half throttle, and it's going to happen all at once for us, trust me on that one. There it goes. It starts getting a little light on the skids. And when it gets a little light on the skids, it takes the gentlest tap to get this thing to get up. Now, we have a heck of a wind today. It's almost a 30-knot wind, so we're going to have a little bit of practice here. And there we are. We just gently make our way up with positive throttle. And when we're happy, we go ahead and reduce the throttle. And we're just going to kind of hover here. And again, hovering this thing is going to be very challenging. You've got a lot of inertia, and it does not hover like a conventional helicopter. The real one, of course, would have some, whoa, feel that gust. Feel that gust. The real one, of course, would have the added benefit of stabilization, something that we don't get the luxury of, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my vertical capability here to go ahead and bring myself away from those light poles, which you can see kind of hanging on either side of me. Whoa, careful, careful. Maybe it was a little too windy to do real world weather today. All right, there we go. We're just going to clear them, and then we're going to bring in the horizontal throttle. Now, as the horizontal throttle increases our speed, we can back off on the vertical throttle. All right, here we go. Horizontal throttle coming up. Now, as we start to accelerate, it's very important that you bring the vertical throttle down. And one of the tips I actually recommend is if you look at my little flight path vector, that's the green airplane flying right there, as you start to see that settle towards the horizon, that tells you exactly how much you need. And there we go. I have too much. Little more than that. There we go. Now we get back the vertical throttle out. And now we are on our way, just like that. And you can see this thing, it just hums. By hum, it literally hums. That's what it does. This is not a quick aircraft in any meaning of the word. One of the cool things here is if I actually look down here at the stick, you can see that my little horizontal throttle is pushed all the way forward there. It's just as fast as it's going to go. And obviously, as you get a little more altitude, you can bring the nose down just a little bit and just slowly back off on the vertical throttle. It will eventually get up to speed here. Now we're cooking. And you can see I barely got any of that throttle going now for the vertical. And we have completely zeroed out our vertical throttle. We are running just on the horizontal throttle. I'm going to turn that volume down on my end just to make it a little bit easier for me to hear. Now, at this point, this is going to handle a little different than you're used to. If you notice, for example, we do have conventional ailerons as well as rudders and stuff like that. So that does help us with the controls a little bit. Our bigger problem is, though, is if you remember, we started this journey today at 64 kilowatt hours, and you can see we're down to 58 kilowatt hours across the board for each battery. So this thing is really killing the battery here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly reduce my power a little bit. You don't need to do a lot. Again, about 3/4 battery is fine. About 100 knots is a pretty good cruise speed for this. Let's see here. Give it a little bit of trim. There we are. Nice. Nice little gust of wind there. There we go. I've got it about 100 knots is pretty good. This is a good balance between speed and getting there at some point today. There we are. Again, we're not going to be climbing too high. There's the Statue of Liberty off by 12 o'clock. We're just going to be making our way downtown. Nice. Now, unfortunately for us, as you can tell down here, is we do have some lights. We do have a GPS. We have no automatic pilot. You're on your own for that, unfortunately. We'll get ourselves a little bit closer to our destination. There's downtown right there. So what I'm going to start to do is back out on our horizontal throttle. Give it a few moments. It'll start to settle on you. And then as it settles, what you're going to want to start to do is you're going to want to slowly start bringing in the vertical throttle, if you want to think about it another way. And again, you can always look at that flight path vector if you're unsure of what this aircraft is doing. We're starting to get a little heavy on the nose. I feel like I'm running out of elevator. There we are. You can see our landing spot right there, 12 o'clock. Just going to let the wind carry us. There we go. See if anybody's parked there today. Let's see here. Interesting. Start bringing in the vertical throttle. We're simply going to smoothly transition between horizontal and vertical. Again, I'm going to take advantage of this nice rotation here. Keep an eye on your vertical speed. And there we have it. Now we're in excellent shape. Nice. Now, the interesting thing is because we don't change in weight because we're using electricity, when you're coming in for a landing, the power you needed was the same power you have at the beginning. Very nice. Woohoo! Get a nice little preview here. My frame rate's coming down, just like when you fly over New York in the real world. I don't know why that water is so calm. Jeez, the amount of forward stick I need to keep this thing going is incredible. There we go. I'm just going to settle right over the ground here. Watch out for your rotor and ground effect. And there we are, nice and down on the ground. Shutdown on this thing is an absolute blast. All you have to do is make sure all your lights are off. Don't forget to set your parking brake and click the start button once and enjoy.